Okay, so what came through in this message is why you are actually burning out and repelling your desires when you think you're working on consistency and showing up. And I am very fired up about this because we often hear when it comes to creating discipline and flexing a new muscle that we need to do it even when we don't feel good, right? Like not waiting to feel good to perform a task, whether this be something for work, something for your personal life, like a chore, anything that generally doesn't feel very fun for you. And I actually realized there's a lot of coaching. Like I've actually had coaches in the past, not any of my current coaches who I love, but coaches in the past who have really driven this home of you need to push through, right? You need to wait. You need to not wait until you feel good to do the thing. And I want to be so clear of the messages that are coming through. When we tell ourselves that we're going to do something and then something in our external environment throws us off kilter, or maybe we wake up and we're not feeling the way that we felt yesterday when we decided to do that task, and we immediately push through, what we're doing is we're actually taking in the contraction, so in the contracted frequency, in the contracted emotion, we're actually taking that into the task. And when we take that contracted emotion into the task, what is it? It's creating more of that contracted emotion. And so now you're actually in the task. Again, call it a chore, call it something for work. You're actually now taking that emotional state into your task. So instead of honoring yourself, instead of giving yourself the nourishment to change your state extremely quickly, you're actually taking that emotional state that's not feeling good into the task, which is creating more burnout, which is actually repelling you from what you desire, which is actually creating more exhaustion in the body, which is actually going to take you a lot longer to do the task, which is actually going to make you feel even shittier than you felt probably when you started the task, which is actually going to create this additional downward spiral in, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Oh my gosh, I don't feel good. Oh my gosh, this is taking way longer than I thought it was going to take. And the mind starts to overpower because we are not fulfilled. We are not coming from a place of fullness. We're coming from a place of depletion, and we're actually creating more depletion. And we're actually letting the universe know, like, I don't trust myself. Letting the universe know I don't honor myself. Letting the universe know I'm actually not worthy of receiving this thing because actually my body is desiring something and I'm actually repelling that nourishment, repelling that desire by actually forcing myself to do the task. And so the difference is, great example, I'm on my moon cycle. Thursday night, Friday morning was a little bit rough. There's something going on with my body where there's some estrogen imbalance. I'm having a lot more symptoms of PMS and during my moon cycle than I normally have. And instead of beating myself up about it, instead of pushing through, I'm noticing that it's feedback. It's literally my body telling me you get to slow down. And so what I've really practiced is like, what would feel good in this moment? Like, what food would nourish the body? What could I do for myself that would give me so much nourishment? And what it did was it allowed me to tune in and feel inspired to offer this video for you, right? It inspired me to actually work. And so I feel really fired up about this because we've been modeled like just push through and everything's got to be so hard and it's not supposed to always feel good. That's bullshit. Yeah, we're not going to feel good in every single moment throughout the day, but we still get to choose to go back to feeling good. That is the difference. So before I do a task, if I'm feeling out of alignment, if I'm feeling contraction, if I'm not feeling like I want to do it, I am like, okay, why do I not feel like I want to do this thing? And it's generally because I am not nourished. I am depleted. I am tired. And what I do is I give myself the thing to then allow me to expand my energy to then go back and do the task. Or I rework the task into something even better and create even more possibility. So this is the dismantling of the I need to wake up at 5 a.m. and I need to go to the gym and then I need to make my green juice and then I need to get my kids ready and then I need to go to my job for 8 hours and then I need to come home and I need to do my meditation practice and then I need to cook this amazing meal. And like that being on all the time is impossible. So instead, it's like, how do I want to feel in the task? And then when you do the task and you feel good, then it opens up more possibility and more expansion of feeling good and wanting to be present with your children and wanting to actually go to work and actually be of service in that way, of whatever that looks like for you. And so I really want to dismantle this modeling of like, you got to do it and it's going to be miserable and you're not going to feel good and you can't wait till you feel good. That is absolutely right. We're not waiting to feel good. There's nothing outside of us that is going to allow us to feel good. We are creating that within. So it's a half truth, right? Like, yes, we're not waiting to feel good to do the task. We're actually listening and tuning into self of, okay, what would actually feel good? I'm going to give that to myself because it's usually very brief. And then I do the task. And what's so fun about this is it creates so much more potentiality and so much more possibility and so much more joy in the mundane. It's going from the human self to the higher self. It's going from the mundane to the miraculous. And that is how I choose to live my life now. And it's working. And I want to share it because it's so simple, yet there's so much conditioning and so much programming and so much of what we're modeled of how it's supposed to look and how it's supposed to feel that it takes time and it takes tender love and care and it takes grace. So I invite you to try this on. Just, the next time you're like, I really don't want to do this thing. Ask yourself, why don't I want to do this thing? What is it that I really want to do? Give that to yourself and then go do the thing and see how you feel. See how your energy levels go. See how much quicker you're able to actually move through the task. Because I'll give you a great example. I love teaching. I love being on video. I love communicating. I love sharing. And the old story was, I need to do this twice a week and I need to show up consistently for my community. And oh my gosh, like I need to be seen because how am I supposed to help people if they don't know what I'm offering and what I'm about and what I stand for? And I used to create this rigidity of task and like, I've got to, even when I didn't feel inspired. Now I wait till I'm inspired and I share the thing. And then I put it in an email and it's static on my group page. So even if people don't catch it live, they can catch the recording. And then I can turn it into a blog post if I want and really expand on it. There's a couple of thematics that are really coming through that it's like, keep sharing this, turn this into a podcast episode, like go talk to this with someone else in another community and keep sharing it and keep spreading it. And so that is what's coming through. I invite you to try it on and let me know how it lands for you. And give yourself so much grace, so much grace, because what we're doing is we're completely reconnecting circuitry that's been operating the same way for many of us for many decades. Okay? Let me know how this is landing. Much love.